Sawyers. We'll take an opening statement from Coach, then have questions for Ben Palmer, and then we'll let Ben go, and then we'll take questions for Coach Sawyers. Coach, we're ready when you are.
Yeah, I guess I want to talk to whoever said Arkansas couldn't hit. That's kind of that was the narrative kind of coming into it was, some of the best pitching staff in the country, but it struggled offensively. Yeah, I was pleased with how our group competed. We went down 8-0 and found a way to come back and even out at 8s and then made it 10-9. Pleased with, bouncing back and showing some resilience, and I thought we were pretty good offensively, the first two-thirds of the game. We forced them to use their piece. I didn't think they wanted to use Gackle, and so when they got him hot, I was like, well, they think this is a real game. But just didn't do a good enough job keeping runs off the board, obviously. I thought what really hurt us was the two big innings, the 7 in the second and then the 4, I think, in the 6th. We made mistakes on the dirt, 4 in the 7th, and that was kind of not my fear, but, Arkansas hit inside today. They hit inside in the Fowler, and they'd asked us if we wanted to go inside. I think the grounds crew wanted us to go inside, but I said, no, we want to hit outside because we want to get the ground balls on the natural surface. And, sometimes we play probably at 80% of our games on turf. Sometimes that overspin ground ball, when it takes that second hop and gets to the clay, it kind of speeds up on you. And we just didn't play good enough defense on the dirt, and I think we probably gave them 6 unearned runs, and that's probably somewhere therein lies the difference. But certainly thought we competed well, and we're pretty good offensively, but just didn't do enough to keep them off the board.
All right, we'll take questions for Ben. Go ahead, Bob.
Ben, you're down 8-0. Arkansas's crowd's obviously seem to not look real good. I don't know too many teams that could come in here and fight back and tie it. Just I know it's a disappointing loss, but just what did you feel about the way you guys fought back and really pressed them?
Yeah, I thought it was a testament to our whole team. I think we're really a gritty squad. We've been doing hard things all year, going all the way back to the fall, and I think that 8-0 start obviously was nothing for us. We wanted to go out there and show everybody what we can do.
And you guys, 10 walks, I think that ties the most Arkansas's a lot. I know your leadoff guy got 5 of those. Well, what was the approach today where you guys were able to get into their bullpen and get their pitch counts up? And
I think one of our emphasis in practice earlier this week was the fastball up and these high RPM ride fastball guys. And I think that they did a pretty good job, that they were pounding the top half of the zone. But, when you take the one that's up, it opens up the rest of the AB for you.
And what was the feeling in the dugout? Like I say, you're down 8-0, and then all of a sudden we're pretty quick. It's 8-8. Kind of what was the mindset, and what was the feeling like?
I think everybody was up and everybody was happy. It's easy to come into one of these things and you're the 4 seed and you're doing the hunting. You're not getting hunted. They're the 1 seed. Everybody thinks that they should have slapped us, but we come in there, we have a good mentality, and we're just trying to get our swing off and put balls in play.
Ben, what did you guys see from Gackle when he came in? I know he wasn't super sharp, had 3 walks, but he was still kind of able to limit you guys. What was he doing well?
I think he was doing a good job of changing eyesights. He has that, like I was talking about before, that high RPM ride fastball. He's got a really sharp slider and even a little slower curveball off of that too. And he's able to change speeds, change eyesights, and that can make you a little uneven in the box.
Ben Molina, their starter, kind of walked the first guy, but then kind of settled in a little bit. Then in third, he walked a couple of guys in front of you before your home run. Just kind of what was your approach going up there after seeing those walks?
I was just looking for a fastball over the plate and trying to stay away from the fastball right up. There was obviously the one that the fans didn't like right before it. I thought I made the right call and got to go on the next one. So.
Did you get a feeling during BP or anything that maybe this was going to be an offensive type game?
Yeah, I think every game that we're in is going to be an offensive game. I think we can really swing it. It's just a testament to Trav, the hitting coach, Sawdog, our guys. I think we're a really offensive group.
Any more questions for Ben? Ben, appreciate your time, man. You can go get on the bus.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right, we'll turn to questions for Coach Sawyers. Bob?
Andy, it's 8-0. You figure Arkansas was probably feeling pretty good, and then a couple of innings you guys have caught them. Kind of, what do you think was the key to that? And I know it didn't end the way you wanted to, but just the fight your team showed.
We put the take sign on. Coach Zell and I love Coach Zell. We argue a little bit sometimes in the dugout. He wants me to put the take on more. I think the players should take balls and not swing at strikes and take balls, but the left-hander sprayed it early, and they came out. They scored the 7 in the bottom of the second, and we just came out and took in the third. It happened to work. He's a guy that for the last 3 weeks has not been exactly as sharp as he was early in the year, and we started to take a little bit more, and he built an inning for us. Ben got the big swing off to get the home run, but all week long in practice, every round of BP we did was a decision round. Like we hit velocity off a machine every day, and everything we did, we have a thing where we can adjust the height of it. And so if you're taking a round of 5, it's not 5 swings, it's 5 pitches. You might have to take 3 of the 5. So you might take a round of 5 and only swing twice. But everything we did was trying to make the decision at the top of the zone. That's still been our kryptonite this year, and we know that we figured they were going to throw Molina. That was our assumption going into it. And if we were going to be able to hang with him, we needed to be able to take the ball up. And sometimes a coach puts together a plan, best laid plans of mice and men and all that, and they can't do it. They did a great job today. So a lot of credit to the boys.
And, Arkansas, obviously, I think 6 home runs. McLaughlin hit 2, White hit 2, Diggs, who's kind of been struggling, hit one, hit some balls pretty hard. Just what'd you think of those home runs, and especially the guys that got a couple?
Yeah, the pitches to McLaughlin were poorly executed. He's caught way too much middle of the plate. Diggs, that one surprised me, him going backside there. But McLaughlin, I thought, had the backbreakers on us, and he got a middle slider, the first one in the middle of that 7 run in where kind of was the backbreaker. But good swings. But I think if you keep the ball out of the middle, you got a much better chance of keeping that thing on this side of the fence. He's a lot stronger than I thought, man. Like, you watch all that stuff on video. He's got some real backside juice. I mean, especially one of the backside and one of the big part of the yard. Ever since the player development building got built, I think it's playing way smaller here to right than it ever has in the past. I mean, I think the ball is flying to right field compared to what I'm used to without that building there. And so you got the first one out there. So I'm like, all right, I know the park's playing smaller to right field than it used to, but the ball hit more to the middle of the yard. I mean, I didn't think the ball was flying to the middle at all during BP. It was going to fly to the corners, but I didn't think it was going to go to the middle of the field. And that ball he hit, he earned every bit of that.
Coach, you talked about putting the take sign on for Molina, but the walks they went against every Arkansas pitcher. I mean, was that something that you really noticed in kind of the build-up, not just Mason, but the entire staff had maybe kind of struggled with in recent weeks?
We knew that Molina had been out of the rotation for a period of time and thrown better out of the bullpen, but just credit to Arkansas staff. They're going to pay attention to what we do, and we have struggled at the top of the zone a little bit this year. And so we figured they were going to try to, pitch to that. And so we just spent a ton of time on that this week. I don't know if it was something that we noticed in their pitchers. They were going to spray it, but we just spent a lot of time trying to, get locked back in and controlling the strike zone.
And, you scored 9 runs. You also left 10 guys on. Did you feel like in the game that there were opportunities where, like, you could feel like, oh, this might come back to haunt us, or we're going to need to score more than 9 today?
I thought we were going to win in the middle of the game. I did. I mean, this team has done some cool stuff all year long. We were pretty banged up early in the year, and we probably should have won the league if we'd been healthier. They showed great resilience down the stretch. We lost a very emotional game in the first championship game in our conference tournament and had to come back and play another game, and our guys showed a lot of resilience all year long. When we made it 8-8, I legitimately thought we were going to win the game, like, without a doubt. And I think we scored the 8, and then I had to go do my in-game interview. I think in the bottom of the 5th, I had to go do the TV thing. And they asked what we needed. I said, we need a couple zeros. Like, we're going to score again. We need some stops, and we didn't get enough stops. But I felt really good with where we're in the middle of the game. I felt like I wanted them to have to use Gackle early. I wanted to see if Gackle had to get 9 outs. I didn't know if he'd be able to finish, and they didn't finish. Obviously, the game got spread out, but we were hoping to get Gackle in the game earlier than using him in the 8th inning for like a 6-out save. And so when they brought him into the game, when they did, it was like we got it where we wanted it because we didn't know who they were going to chase him with, right? So I thought, from what we wanted to have happen offensively, I thought it all went well. We just didn't get him stopped.
And could you feel that tension that you spoke of a little bit yesterday inside the ballpark?
Yes. Yes, it got real quiet there in the 4th and 5th inning.
Coach, McIntyre came in to relieve Molina, and he was a right-handed pitcher. What was how did y'all have to adapt? Because you already cut the lead in half. How did y'all adapt to get to tie the game up?
McIntyre, it's a heavy cutter combo, right? It's like slider cutter combo, and the cutter's a little bit unique because it's more vertical in shape. You know, most cutters are horizontal in nature. He's throwing that vertical pitch, and they kept trying to back foot they were trying to back foot our left-hand hitters, which, like I said, that park's playing pretty small to right. We just asked them, like, do not swing down, swing up, and if we can get a ball up, we thought we could hit home run. But we were just really conscious of that cutter that he was trying to throw it to his glove side, and I thought our lefties had a chance to get him.
Yeah, I said one more. Your leadoff guy carrying gets 5 walks. I mean, you can't ask for much more than a leadoff guy. What'd you think of that? The patience he showed, and getting on that many times.
We said at the beginning of the fall, Brooks hit for the cycle his first scrimmage at SEMO, like very first scrimmage in the fall, he hit for the cycle, and I made the announcement that he's our best freshman since Trevor Azell. And, I don't know what the numbers are going to finish at. We have more games to play. But he's hit 300. He's hit 8 home runs. He's been a spark plug at the top of our order. I couldn't be more proud of him and pleased with him. And it is surprising at 5 walks in one game, but nothing that young man does surprise me. He's been very, very good since the day he set foot on campus. He's got good bloodlines. His uncle was the hitting coach at Missouri State for 20 years, so he's got good bloodlines.
Coach, appreciate your time.
Thanks.
See you tomorrow.